January of this year, the Royal Gazette ran an article entitled Fat Adults Breed Fat Kids. Today, we will be talking to Juliette Darrell and her daughter Davina. Welcome, Juliette and Davina.
Hello.
Davina, do you think that people have become accustomed to seeing people who are overweight or obese in our streets?
Yes, I do feel that way because growing up, a lot of my school friends, we were all small and they are now, most of us are overweight.
And Juliette, how do you feel?
I feel that it is a problem. It is normal.
So it's become normal.
Yeah, it has become normal.
And how long has Davina had a weight issue?
For about 5 years, 6 years.
Do you recall whether this weight issue became something after you put on weight or before?
After I put on weight.
Do you think that your daughter's weight issue is your fault?
Yes, I do. I look at her all the time and I do blame myself.
I don't think it's her fault.
Because?
Because she doesn't control what I eat. And half the time I lie to her about what I eat.
So would you say that the foods that your mom has in her cupboards do not influence you?
They have, but at the same time I think I put the weight on myself, not with her help.
So would you say you have, or have you had an exercise regime in the past?
No.
No. And Mom?
No.
No. Julia, when Davina was younger, did you ever try to help her lose the weight?
When she was younger, Davina was very athletic. She wasn't big at all. It was in her later years.
And in the later years, you mean in her teen years, in high school?
Yeah, her late teens.
And the two of you decided to enter the 100-day challenge this year. Whose decision was that?
It was Davina's.
Yeah.
Why?
I was bugging my mama for a while to do it. She kept saying no and changed her mind at the last minute. I just felt that we needed something to get us started, or that we were trying on our end and it wasn't working. So we did need the professional help.
Would you say this is something that a lot of people probably struggle with? You know,
Yeah,
that on and off, back and forth?
Yes. Mm-hmm. We have a group called Tough Girls, Taking on Fat Forever, and we want to keep this group going, but we just need the extra help, the push.
And you found that with the 100-day challenge?
Yes.
And how are you doing in that so far?
Wonderful.
Good. Davina, what was the hardest part, or what has been the hardest part to losing the weight?
The hardest part losing weight is controlling what I eat. You know, discipline myself, and it's something that I couldn't do that I have working on, and I am succeeding in that area.
And going back to high school when you started to put on the weight, were you ever made fun of or bullied in any way, teased in any way?
No.
Do either of you suffer from any sort of illnesses that has been related to being overweight?
I do.
Oh.
I have a thyroid problem, and I also have asthma, and I have to take prednisone, which is a steroid.
How do you feel about that, Davina? You know, hearing your mom saying that, and
Well, the drugs, I know they do help her asthma, because her asthma is bad. But I wish it was another method that would control her asthma.
And what would you like to say to parents who have children that are overweight?
I would first like to say, the minute you see a child going overweight, is to get them involved in any type of activity, whether it's after school, on the weekend, you know, get them to play for a team, or just go out and walk, run, whatever. It makes a big difference.
Juliette, when you said that, you know, you thought it was your fault for Davina's weight issue, exactly what part do you think is your fault?
My cooking habits, you know, instead of cooking food that's healthy, I would do the macaroni and cheese, chicken. We used to do a rice and put cheese over it. A chicken, and we used to do it in a cheese sauce. Instead of going home and cooking healthy meals, we will stop and have fast foods.
So have you been cooking like this from when she was little, like 3, 4, or did it start later on?
It started later on, not when she was younger. It started later on. I guess when I started working, it was just easier to go to the restaurant and eat.
So you were home with her when she was younger?
Yes.
Okay, so then you were able to, quote unquote, cook the healthier meals.
Right,
and
yes.
What was it like when you were growing up, when your mother was making dishes for you? Were they the same kind of dishes, or?
No, they weren't the same kind of dishes. My mom, I mean, she did do macaroni and cheese. I think that's one of Bermuda's dishes, but not. It wasn't junk food. You know, my mom did cook healthy meals.
So, I guess mentally, what was the shift from quote unquote the healthier into the more fattening choices?
I think when I started working, it was just easier to sit down at a restaurant and eat or cook the fast junk food instead of cooking the healthy meals.
So you would say that convenience has moved us into, you know, what we have today,
Yes,
so to speak.
Absolutely.
Davina, how has the 100-day challenge helped you to transition the meals that you cook for your little one?
Well, now that I can say, since the challenge, both of us have been eating healthier, and he is encouraging me to eat healthy. Whether I want to eat junk food or not, he makes sure that I don't put any junk food in my mouth. And I hope that I can continue to encourage him to eat healthy after this challenge is finished.
Let me ask you one question. Before the challenge, did you struggle with your son and choosing food? So say, for example, you took him to the grocery store, and with all the colorful boxes and packages, did you really struggle with choosing a healthier option for him? Or did he more choose it for you?
No, I just chose junk food right away, no question.
And was this because of what you had experienced in your family with your mom?
Not only that, it was my own decision. Like, I go straight for the junk food.
Okay, so
most times.
Because you like the junk food, then you give it to your son, and
yes.
Is it as an easier option, or is it just because that's what you just felt at the time?
It satisfies my cravings.
Well, Juliette and Davina, I thank you very much for being so candid with us and sharing your lives. I want to encourage both of you and continue on to motivate one another. Continue on with the tough girls. I hope that you continue to push that forward. And to choose healthier options, definitely encourage others to choose healthier options.
I think because it's the accepted norm and they are used to comparing their child to another child, I think they're not looking as we are looking with this objective viewpoint according to the standard.
We also want to say a huge thank you to the Fairmont Southampton Princess for allowing us to film here. And if you're looking for a great place for your family to dine out, Wicked's Restaurant is the place to be. If you liked our video and you would like to subscribe to our newsletter, visit our website, www.bermudaparentmagazine.com. And this is Parent Life Show, brought to you by Bermuda Parent Magazine.